When places are left unattended for years, it can lead to some pretty fascinating discoveries. That's exactly what happened to an Australian YouTuber and urban explorer named Luke McPherson. He and a friend decided to explore an abandoned wildlife park in 2018 and captured it all on camera for millions of viewers. Little did he know then that he would see something incredible. This story begins with a content creator named Luke McPherson. In 2014, he started a YouTube channel where he posts videos of himself exploring abandoned places in Australia. Luke McPherson has visited abandoned places all over Australia, including a $40 million mega mansion, a farm, and a supermarket. This time, he and a friend would visit a wildlife park. He chose Wildlife Wonderland in Bass, Victoria. The park had been closed since 2012 due to various animal welfare and permit issues. This meant that all animals had to be given up, which meant that the park was impoverished for years. The video shows McPherson and his friend walking from room to room. McPherson and his friend went through the items they found in the rooms. In about half an hour, he could not see a single animal. After finding a number of objects scattered around the empty park, McPherson concluded that no one had been there for any length of time in the past 2 or 3 years. McPherson became very frightened and somewhat depressed after viewing this room. McPherson knew he was exploring a wildlife park, so he expected to see several abandoned animal exhibits. While he did indeed see several of these, there were other things he never expected to discover. There was one room that was distinctly different from the rest. Curious, McPherson looked around. McPherson thought he had found a fun arcade when he saw some play equipment in the corner, such as a ball game and an ice cream sign. Looking to the side, he realized there was something else he didn't really like. A person who regularly explores abandoned places knows to keep calm when he sees something strange. There was something dark and gloomy in the middle of this room. McPherson shone his light on the greenish-dark tank in the center of the room. He saw the outline of a figure trapped inside. His eyes adjusted so he could see the figure better. On the wall hung a lot of shark teeth, under placards that read, "A mouthful of teeth," and the eye of the shark. Suddenly it became clear to him that the figure of the tank was indeed a shark. McPherson and his friend had found an 8-foot stuffed great white shark floating in a tank filled with green formaldehyde. Some may wonder what this shark was doing there. Her name was Rosie the shark, and she was killed off the coast of South Australia in 1998 after becoming entangled in tuna fishing nets. She was supposed to be sent to the Seal Rock Sea Life Center, but was later taken to Wildlife Wonderland. According to Yahoo News, McPherson grew up in the Wildlife Wonderland Park when he was a young boy. Now in his 30s, he sees the park from a whole new perspective. When I saw the light behind the tank, I was like, wow, that's creepy. Although the formaldehyde keeps Rosie the shark in perfect shape, there is another factor that has kept her in top shape for over 20 years. After Rosie the shark died, she was never disemboweled. This is rare for a stuffed animal, but it left her body in good condition. While these conditions helped keep Rosie the shark preserved, it wouldn't stay that way for long. The videos on McPherson's channel hadn't really got much attention until the video he filmed at Wildlife Wonderland. That video went viral and currently has over 15.6 million views on YouTube. Since the video went viral, many people have visited the abandoned wildlife park to see Rosie the shark for themselves. That did not end well, because the invaders destroyed the site and damaged the shark tank. Rosie the shark was no longer completely submerged in formaldehyde. It was intended that Rosie the shark's remains would be responsibly preserved after her death. But after Wildlife Wonderland closed, there was no plan to keep the stuffed shark in a safe place. The intruders had pried off the roof of her tank so someone could throw in a broken television and folding chair. As more people arrived, cracks began to appear in the glass of the tank because someone had hit it with a hammer and other blunt objects. Soon videos were posted online of the appalling condition Rosie the shark was kept in. Because the glass of the tank had cracked, dangerous formaldehyde fumes began to fill the air. The inside of the tank took on a cloudy lime green color. This meant that Rosie the shark continued to deteriorate. This was a disaster for animal rights activists across Australia, so they rallied to try and find a better home for her. Fortunately, there was a solution. According to ABC News, Wildlife Wonderland was forced to close in 2012, and all animals were handed over to the RSPCA Australia and the Department of Sustainability and Environment Victoria. However, this concerned all living animals. Rosie the shark was left behind, and her body was nearly destroyed as intruders wrecked her tank. Tom Capitini, the director of Crystal World Exhibition Center, decided to intervene. In 2019, he took ownership of Rosie the High, and she remains with him at Crystal World Exhibition Center in Devon Meadows, Australia. Formaldehyde was once a great preservative for stuffed animals, but Capitini and his team at the exhibition center decided it was time for a change. Capitini sought advice from a shark and taxidermy expert to ensure that no further harm was done to Rosie the shark. They flushed all the formaldehyde out of Rosie the shark and replaced it with a safer alternative called glycerol. It took them a while to complete the project, as it cost about $47,000 to fill the tank with over 19,000 liters of glycerol, before Capitani and his team at Crystal World Exhibition Center saved Rosie the shark. McPherson made an update video. He said he was grateful for the views on the viral video, but he also wanted to share what happened to Rosie the shark. He also interviewed the previous owner of the park to get more information about the situation before the park was closed. McPherson never expected his video to go viral, but is happy for people to get a glimpse of what he captured on camera that day. "I didn't come here for the shark, but I was drawn to the park closure because I came here as a kid," he told Yahoo News. McPherson continued, "I am absolutely amazed that this video has gone viral. I suspect everyone thinks it's a live shark, and they want to know what happened. Considering the video has been viewed over 15.6 million times and received nearly 30,000 comments on YouTube, it's safe to say that people are interested in the story of Rosie the shark and the city exploration." YouTube user Galak said, "I think it's really respectful that you didn't damage or take anything." YouTube user Lambent Lark wrote, "I appreciate you taking the time and effort to find and share the information. Great video." Social media helped McPherson's video go viral, and more people are learning about Rosie the shark every day.